Sup, my name is Ryu for TheCouncilNetwork. Welcome to the Season 2, Episode 4 review of Daredevil, Penny and Dime. Now, it goes without saying, if you have yet to see the episode, and you don't want to be spoiled, go see the episode, lad. Because the Irish Mafia are in this episode, and crazy shit goes down. So I'm just fair warning you. Alright, with that out of the way, let me get that accent off. Yeah, Irish Mafia is looking for Punisher, and I didn't think it was going to resolve the way it did, which is rather quickly, because I was so afraid. I'll be completely honest, I haven't said this in the past 3 reviews. I was completely afraid that this season would take a wrong turn in a bad direction. Because when you first hear about the season, this is all relevant to the review. Just stay with me. But when you first hear about it, like Elektra and Punisher and the Hand, you're going, damn, that sounds like a clusterfuck. But when you think it, like when you sit down and you watch the first 4 episodes, it makes sense. Wilson Fisk is gone. The streets are going crazy. It's like the reflection. Let's go to the reflection pool. The reflection pool says when Joker was taken out of the Batman games, we had the same kind of similarities. And that's not to say that Daredevil copied it. Don't get me. Don't. Let's not do that. What I'm trying to say is it works out in a great storytelling way where the game actually failed. Not the Daredevil game, the Batman game. Different topic for a different time. It's crazy to actually see, be here and not get that true origin story to the Punisher, but, not him saying it, but in a way he said it. I have to break down the scene. So obviously we have a funeral scene. The funeral scene is not for anyone in the main cast. It's just basically the asshole guy who was trying to redeem himself that Punisher killed because the Punisher is a dickwad. Did I mention the Punisher's able to stitch himself up? And it's a really important scene because at the end of the episode, he actually pulled out a razor blade. I mean, this is one of the most fucked up episodes I've seen in a while for anything. Melvin, and yes, he does turn to the Gladiator in the comics. I was right. I did my research. Gave Daredevil his new costume. Not too much difference if you're hoping for too much difference. It's just different armor to protect Daredevil. And he's like, yeah, even I'm wearing it, man. But Melvin seems like a really nice guy. Even though he's a little strange, I guess, if you want to put it that way. He seems like an alright guy, but I think eventually we'll see him turn to the Gladiator. There's no way in hell that it's not going to happen. I just think that it won't happen this season. It'll just be creeping in slowly, and then eventually we'll see it. Maybe we'll see it at the end of the season. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Karen trying to find out more info about the Punisher. This is what leads to the Punisher's origin story. And him at the Ferris wheel, to where he took his daughter and his son, mainly his daughter, because he didn't really talk about his son. He talked more about his daughter. I think, it's just a father-daughter relationship thing. But the Irish are after him, and this is where it gets crazy because he gets hit with a sedative, he gets tasered, and he's still fighting until the tasers completely take him out. And we're talking 5-6 tasers on him. And it's fucking insane. But there is also something that happens with Daredevil and the cops. Obviously, Daredevil's been working with the cops. He's supposed to be a street-level hero. The cops don't really want him being a vigilante or a street, hero, because it seems to fuck everything up. And everything that they mention in this episode plays out in the back half of the episode, which is great. Karen goes to the Punisher's house, or former house, and that basically leads us into knowing about the Punisher's past, which is very crucial for the character, obviously, but it's done in a way that hasn't been done before, and that makes me really happy because it's not the same old. Let's be honest, there was a terrible Punisher movie, and it wasn't great, but the origin story was right on par. The origin story here is done a lot better. I'm saying it right now. It's done a lot better, and obviously back to the pacing of everything that I'm trying to stay on point with this review. Daredevil, interrogates the one guy. He's like, "Where is he? I need to know where he is." And then we cut to basically the leader of Irish mob, we saw in the beginning of the opening of the episode, who killed a guy and pretty much like threw over. Maybe it was his son, maybe it wasn't. I think his son was in the other coffin. Crazy scene though. I didn't think we'd see anything like that. But what they were doing is to show you how fucked up this guy is before it actually, gets to it. And he's having this conversation with the Punisher. Punisher's all tied up and whatnot. I want my money. Tell me where my fucking Lucky Charms are, and I'll make it quick, laddie. If you don't tell me, I'm going to cut off your... If I'm going to cut off your arms, I'm going to cut off your legs. And holy shit. Punisher's like, hey, you want your money? Whack him in the head. And they take a power drill and shove it through the Punisher's foot. And while the Punisher screams, yeah, if you're gonna do it, you better shut the fuck up and do it. And you actually see him like, what the fuck am I watching? That's a good what the fuck am I watching, because it was intense. It was an intense moment. And it's keeping you on the edge of your feet. You're like, oh my god, maybe they're gonna kill Punisher. Could you imagine? I'd be so mad, honestly, because we're just like, come on, just stay with me here. If this was him dying, he did not die. Just throwing that out there, he didn't. If he was to die in this series, I think there'd be a riot, because 4 hours in the MCU or the MCU TV edition, I think or the Netflix edition, let's put it that way, I think people would riot. I think they would riot. But we got another awesome fight scene of Daredevil kicking some fucking ass and saving Punisher, and this is how they come to grips with each other. And of course, the Punisher's an animal lover, so you can't fuck with the dog. Now, here's my thing. I wonder if they got the dog out. I mean, it's not too important, but I can still wonder, can I? What was cool is the Punisher rigged the van, typical Punisher, that when you lift the cash out of there, it's gonna blow up everything. Nice blowing up scene. Props for that. Also, kind of ironic that the Punisher uses like the top of a coffin. And I'm not calling this bad by any means. It's just kind of, in my eyes, it's like an oversight. Why the hell wasn't no one really shooting at him in that one, like, brief moment? Maybe they figured he was bleeding out anyway and they needed to take care of Daredevil. But it's a wooden fucking coffin. Just shoot the fucking shit. You're gonna kill him. Like, I don't want you to kill him. I'm just saying, that was a thing that could have happened and would have made perfect sense. But it didn't work out that way, so it is what it is. One of the most, like, heart-gripping parts of this entire episode is when Daredevil has that, like, sit down with them and they actually start understanding each other to a point. Now, it's not Daredevil changing his ways to kill people. It's just, I understand why the fuck you feel the need to do this because of the loss of your family. While Punisher's like, you're not that much of a pussy. You're still a pussy. You're not that much of a pussy. Just like a mutual respect thing. A lot of respect going on. What was crazy, and I was like, oh shit, And I was thinking, okay, because this is midway or close to the end of the episode, I'm thinking, okay, if Daredevil's giving himself up to the cops, we're going to see Matt Murdock get revealed as Daredevil. Hand comes into play. I was just trying to, like, power theory it through. I was, like, pausing. I'm like, I don't like skipping ahead or trying to trying to see scenes before they happen. Because on Netflix, obviously, you can do that. You could just, like, get a little preview of pictures and see what's going on. Like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead. It's the one downside. What was crazy, though, is that Daredevil, like with the Punisher, had that moment with the cop. And he's like, no, it's your collar, not mine. Because the Daredevil needs to basically not be the guy who brought Punisher in, because it's just going to cause more issues. If the NYPD are the ones who brought Punisher in, then it looks good, because then the gangs would stop the bloodshed. That's all it really is, and it was really well written. The Karen and Matt relationship, we've seen it teased. It looks like we're about to see a giant payoff until the wrench gets thrown at us at the very end of the episode when Matt goes back to his apartment. Hello, Matthew. Oh, Elektra. Yeah, we're just going to put Elektra at the end of episode 4 and make you want to see episode 5. Honestly, I thought the episode was fucking fantastic. I want to give it a straight 10, but I did have a little downside. This episode wasn't as action packed, and I've come to really just want to see tons of action. Dare I say, this is better than Arrow Season 2 so far. And Arrow Season 2 is pretty much, when it comes to street level superhero fighting, kicking ass, that's kind of what I've come for, that level. Daredevil's doing it better right now, in all honesty. And there's not really anything wrong with that. That's good competition. So, I'm going to just straight up give it a 9.8 out of 10. Just wish there was a little more action. That's the only reason it's getting a 9.8 out of 10. Fantastic episode. Go check it out. Episode 5 review going up tomorrow. Thanks as always for watching. I'm ready for the Council Network. If you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe for more. And remember, hit that like button, because it helps us grow. Thanks for watching. In all seriousness, peace.